let Vegeta get ahead of me. Get ready! Go!
Looks like Android 18's fighting. Brutally impossible! You'll never hear the end of it if you don't put up a good fight. Those that only get dominated by their opponent shouldn't even enter the fight. Not a bad attack. But don't tell me that's all you've got. You really are carefree if you're getting cocky over this kind of thing. I'm quite impressed how merciless that attack was. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. So they're going to power up then? Let's see how long they can keep it up. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind.
Try this!
Smart thinking. Let's hope that one pays off. It's easy to get careless when your enemy is far away, isn't it? One hit to attack isn't enough to make them suffer. Proof of a serious battle. Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight.
I got you! Not bad.
They're evenly matched. There must be some way to tip the scales. See, even that fierce attack is just a warm-up.
I won't go down so easy.
There's no such thing as a dirty fight.
I got you!
You think you're okay with this much gap between you? How naive. That wasn't that. Glad to see you know not to give your opponent. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself.
Looks like I'm up.
The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself. Be acceptable. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. But watch this much. So it'd be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback. Be gone! That's more like it. Too slow! What? You really are careful if you're getting cocky over this kind of a lead. You might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Watch this much. It would be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback. So they're going to power up then? Be gone! Let's see how long they can keep it up. Plan on taking the fight airborne then. Are you brave enough to take this one? Fine. This is my full power. Think you can handle it? You're not a bad attack. But don't tell me that's all you've got. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Are you brave enough to take this one? Fine. Finishing just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you've won. So this is how you act after losing just one teammate? Be gone! I'll stop when you're reduced to ashes! Those that only get dominated by their opponents shouldn't even enter the fight. You're wide open! Glad to see you know not to give your opponent a chance to attack. Smart. Dumb. This is because you were too careless right from the start. I'm Super Vegeta. Allow me to show you what we Saiyans are truly capable of.
Get ready!
Looks like Android 18's fighting. Brutally impossible! Oh, but there's still hope for them yet. There's no such thing as a dirty fight.
Shut your mouth! Let's give it all I've got this time!
What are you doing holding back from an equally strong opponent? Attack already! Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. Nice, but don't get too excited. Time to see how this fight ends. Quit sizing up your opponent and attack already. What are you doing holding back from an equally strong opponent? This is a big end. That wasn't fast. This is a fitting end. Smart thinking. Let's hope that really pays off for you. That's more like it. settles it then.
Sora!
The staggered attack. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Looks like you're able to win this one, but it's far from over.
Let's give it a go!
What are you waiting for? Serious, show them what you've got! That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up.
You're going to
If you can't find holes in your enemy's defense, then you'll have to make them. Quit sizing up your opponent and attack already. Well, that settles it then. I've watched this much. It would be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. Good one. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. I've watched this much. It would be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback. I'm actually quite impressed how merciless that attack was.
Switch!
No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. Smart thinking. Let's hope that pays off. I've been using this as a setup for their next attack. Or... Take that! Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. Take that! When you're reduced to ashes! It's easy to get careless when your enemy's far away, isn't it?
Out of my sight! Out of my sight! Take this! You're wide!
Those who give up when things don't go their way don't belong. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself.
Or to take you down!
There's no such thing as a dirty fight. Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. There's no such thing as a dirty fight.
Be gone!
You can't find holes in your enemy's defense, and you have to make the proof of a serious battle. There's no such thing as a dirty fight.
Sight!
That was a bad attack. Good one. Just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you've won. I guess it's worth seeing how they're going to get back into the fight.
I've got you! Don't come
So they're going to power up then? Let's see how long they can keep it up.
over here!
If they mess this up, the next attack will decide the match. I'm actually quite impressed how merciless that attack was. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind.
This is it!
I'm surprised you're using attacks like mine. I didn't even teach you those. You got time to rest, you need to train. Make sure your next fight is easy.
That's all for now. Thanks, everyone. Here comes a mighty warrior! A fierce showdown is about to begin!
This could be fun.
Bring it on.
Are you ready? Fight it out!
Looks like Amber and his team fighting. This fight better not be a joke. The best way to understand a fight is to be a part of it yourself. There's no such thing as a dirty fight.
Not today! Here it comes!
Time to see how this fight ends.
This strong. Over here!
That's more like it.
One more time! All right!
What are you doing holding back from an equally strong opponent?
Over here!
I suppose. If I have to.
Quit sizing up your opponent and attack already. What are you doing holding back from an equally strong opponent? Attack already. I got knocked back from that.
Your turn!
They're clearly losing it.
Try this! Try this!
That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. Smart thinking. Let's hope that replays. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself.
There's a chance against this own.
There's no such thing as a dirty fight.
Don't laugh too
That's more like it. Unacceptable.
If I have to.
I'm actually quite impressed how merciless that attack was. The match just might be over. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. That wasn't a bad attack.
Seriously?
Unacceptable. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. That's how it's done. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself. There's no such thing as a dirty fight. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up.
Hey! Yeah! Can you beat this?
That wasn't a bad attack.
Here it comes!
There's no such thing as a dirty fight.
Take that! Here it comes!
You think you're okay in this much gap between you? How nice. I'm actually quite impressed how merciless that attack was. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. I've watched this much. It would be nice to see the real fight starts now. Prepare yourself. You're my foe. There's no such thing as a dirty fight. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind.
Too close!
I'm actually quite impressed how merciless that attack was. If you can't find holes in your enemy's defense, you have to make it. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. Unacceptable. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. Two of them are finally fighting with everything they've got. That's more like it. Smart thinking. Let's hope that pays off. Be gone! I've been using this as a setup to them. This is because you were too careless right from the start.
You too want to have a taste of this power, do you not? It's all or nothing!
Looks like Android 18 is fighting.
Here it comes!
This fight better not be a joke.
You'll never hear the end of it if you don't put up a good fight. It's easy to get careless when your enemy's far away, isn't it?
Try this! Shut your mouth!
They're evenly matched. There must be some way to tip the scales. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. Good one. That might have done some damage. Proof of a serious battle. Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. It's easy to get careless when your enemy's far away, isn't it? Time to see how this fight ends. A standard attack. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. Unacceptable. I'm actually impressed how merciless that attack was. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. So even that fierce attack is just a warm-up.
Take it!
This isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around.
Over here! This is the end!
I've watched this much, so it'd be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. I'm actually quite impressed how merciless that attack was. That's no ordinary combination attack. What are these two up to? If they can't handle this kind of fight, then they're weaker than I thought. Your enemy's not going to wait for you, you know.
How about one more time?
Good one. I'm actually quite impressed how merciless that attack was. Those that only get dominated by their opponent shouldn't even enter the fight. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. Be gone!
Take this!
Either using this as a setup for their next attack.
Take this! You want
You think you're okay with this much gap between?
Order me around.
How naive.
Take
You really are carefree if you're getting cocky over this kind of the real fight starts now. Prepare yourself.
Vegeta, let's do this. Take it.
No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. That's more like it. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. No, anything is going to continue that strong attack. The match isn't over yet. Good.
I can't let Vegeta get ahead of me. It's all or nothing.
Looks like you enjoyed a team fight. I do. This fight better not be a joke.
Try this!
Hurry up and get started.
Try this!
Smart thinking. The Totem pays off.
Get ready! Try this! Try
Well, that
this!
settles it then.
Try this!
Quit sizing up your opponent. Attack already.
Get ready!
Listen, if I have to.
Get ready!
That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up.
Shut up now!
No need to take damage from attacks that weak.
Your turn.
Guess there's no such thing as a dirty
Try
fight.
this! Try
Nice, but don't get too excited. Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. Smart thinking. The Totem pays off. Just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you won. You lost one of your teammates. Time to fight as if you never needed them.
Oh no.
You really are carefree if you're getting cocky for this kind of a lead. That's more like it.
This is the end.
What are you looking at?
Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight.
Get ready! Try this!
The next giving it all I've got.
Try this!
If you can't find holes in your enemy's defense, then you have to make finish.
Shut up now!
Those that only get dominated by their opponent shouldn't even enter the fight.
Try
You
this!
think you're okay with this much gap between you? How naive.
What are you looking at?
More like it. No one said your opponents wouldn't attack from behind.
The ultimate fighter is already
Try
here.
this!
This is eventually going to impact the fight. At least it seems like it.
What are you looking at? Try this!
Are you even trying?
That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. I should be able to rest easy. This is a serious fight. Who cares if they cause a little destruction? You're in for some real trouble if you're getting cocky over this.
Over here.
The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. I've watched this fight. Just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you won. So this is how you act after losing just one teammate? Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. That's more like it. That just might be over. Good one. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Be gone! Good one. Guess it's over.
You're pretty strong.
Couldn't best me, even in that form. Darn it. I could have won that fight without your help, Kakarot.
Here comes a mighty warrior! Brace yourself for the coming battle! It's all or nothing!
Is that Gogeta? He's out. Android 18.
Don't go down so easy.
You want me to give live commentary?
Try this.
Why do I have to do that?
Shut your mouth.
What? A standard attack. It's time to board. Too slow. Too slow. Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around.
Not bad.
They're evenly matched. There must be some way to tip the scales.
Try this.
What are you doing holding back from an equally strong opponent? Attack already! Not over yet! Is that all evenly matched? There must be some way to tip the scales. Quit sizing up your opponent and attack already! That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer.
Goku, over here.
I've watched this much. It would be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback. I guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. Too slow, that's more like it. The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around. That's more like it. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. It's not over yet. Just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you won. My turn. Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. Let's go! You're such a man. I'm holding back and hit him with all your slow. What's the matter? You think you're okay with this much gap between you? How naive. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. Going way down! Going way down! That wasn't a bad attack. Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer. I guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. Just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you've won. They're all as good as gone now. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. Are you brave enough to take this one? Fine. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself. What is how to finish this? Let's go! How about this? Faster! Denied! I'm over here! That's smart to see how this fight ends. It's useless! What? Over here! I'm over here! The match isn't over yet. Just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you won. You're in for some real trouble if you're getting cocky over this. You think you're okay with this much gap between you? How naive. I'm over here! The two of them are finally fighting with everything they've got. That all you got? You really are carefree if you're getting cocky over this kind of a lead. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. What? You're white? Glad to see you know not to give your opponent a chance to attack. Smart. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. I need to use all my power. I'm Super Vegeta! I'm far beyond what I once was. I think you can see that after fighting.
It's all or nothing! Fight it out!
Is that Gogeta? He's fighting Android 18. Looks like there's still hope for the hit. One heavy attack isn't enough to make them suffer.
That's surprising.
This is eventually going to impact the fight. At least it seems like it. The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around. An easy win. Don't get too cocky or you'll trip up.
Excited here!
Trying to see how this fight ends.
That one up. Take it.
The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around.
You're wide.
Glad to see you know not to give your opponent a chance to attack. Smart.
Screw that one up.
Give it a break. They're evenly matched. There must be some way to tip the scales. Quit sizing up your opponent and attack already. I might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. That's more like it. Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. It's easy to get careless when your enemy's far away, isn't it? That's how it's done. Weakly. They seem to know when to switch in and out. That's more like it. Good work. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. That might have done some damage, but it's just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you've won. You've lost one of your teammates. Kind of fight as if you never needed them. A standard attack. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself. Yes, I'll be finishing this. Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. I've been using this as a setup for their next attack.
Be gone.
Sure they're going to power up then? Let's see how long they can keep it up.
Hold anything back.
Just might be over.
Hold anything back.
You really are carefree if you're getting cocky over this kind of a lead. If you can't find holes in your enemy's defense, then you'll have to make them. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Sorry! That didn't do enough damage to warrant a real fight. Starts now. Prepare yourself.
It's my turn!
If you can't find holes in your enemy's defense, then you'll have to make them. After one impressed how merciless that attack was. That might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Either using this as a setup for their next attack, or...
I'm already here.
Now I have no idea how this fight's going to end. I'm unacceptable. I didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. The real fight starts now. If they mess this up, the next attack will decide the match. Two of them are finally fighting with everything they've got. I don't have to fuse with Kakarot to win. What's wrong? Did you really think that move would work on me?
Ready?
Is that good shit, huh? He's great 18. I'm taking the time to watch this fight, so you better make it a good one.
Not bad.
I suppose that was pretty good for a first attack. Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. Keep up, would you? Oh, no, you don't. I've been using this as a setup for their next attack. Finish this match without a scratch on you, and I'll admit you're good.
Looks like I'm up.
Smart thinking. Let's hope that move pays off. So even that fierce attack is just a warm-up? Good one. They might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Glad to see you know not to give your opponent a chance to attack. Smart. There's no such thing as a dirty fight. They might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. Give me a break. You really are carefree if you're getting cocky over this kind of a lead. It's easy to get careless when your enemy's far away, isn't it? There's no such thing as a dirty fight. That's more like it.
Come at me!
I'm getting bored. Smart thinking. Just because you defeated one opponent doesn't mean you won. So this is how you act after losing just one teammate? You pathetic. If you can't find holes in your enemy's defense, then you'll have to make way.
Sight! Be gone!
I've watched this much. It would be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback.
You weakling!
Don't you dare to even match. There must be some way to tip the scales. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. The real fight starts now. Prepare yourself. Guess I'll be finishing this. Guess there's no such thing as a dirty fight. Unacceptable. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. I'm not sure. I might have done some damage, but it's still too weak to finish things off. I've watched this much, so it'd be nice to see some sort of dramatic comeback. The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around. The real game starts now. That's more like it. Just go for it. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. That didn't do enough damage to warrant giving up. That's more like it. The real fun starts now.
Keep trying!
The previous battlefield was too small to contain their fight, so they moved. No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. The match isn't over yet. If it were me, I'd be able to turn things around. That's more like it.
Be gone! Gotcha!
No one said your opponent wouldn't attack from behind. The two of them are finally fighting with everything they've got. If they mess this up, the next attack will decide the match.
Be gone!
You barely won. You lack the power to keep this up.
I'm Super Vegeta!
Darn it. I could have won that fight without your help, Kakarot.